Be very aware of the people you surround yourself with because they have a powerful effect on your vibration if you let it, but also just through osmosis. So have boundaries. That's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say no. Welcome back to another episode on the Daily Vortex Podcast. My name is Doughty, and today what we're going to be going through is my top 10 vibrational secrets / hacks, some of which I'm scared to share because they're esoteric, because some people, they can, I think, use some of these in negative ways, but I have a strong feeling that if you're listening to this, you have positive intentions. These are little secrets and hacks that I use in my own life. I've made maybe some videos on some of these concepts that I'm about to share with you, but when it comes to hacking your reality, realize that your outer reality is a reflection of your inner vibration. And there are certain secrets or hacks or things that you can use to change your internal vibration, which then changes your external reality. Because remember, all reality is a reflection of the inside. And this goes actually very deep. I've been studying a lot of Carl Jung psychology recently. And the people we attract into our life are many times direct reflections of unhealed patterns, unhealed child wounds that we aren't aware of, that just simply feel comfortable. We're used to it, and therefore we experience similar patterns over and over again, and we don't necessarily know why. You may attract the same similar relationship many, many times, just different faces, but same energy. Well, in this episode, what I want to do is to also share with you some of the more esoteric sides of things that I use in my daily life, things I've also been learning this year. A couple of them I've shared in some prior videos when it has to come with boundaries, empaths, being safe in your own body. But in general, these are vibrational secrets that I use. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get into some of, I'll go into a more general one at first that you've probably heard me say before. Now, before I do that though, if you haven't already, could you do me a huge favor and just subscribe to the podcast? Push the subscribe button. There are 2 new episodes that come out every week on the Daily Vortex Podcast, and it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, and this is where I put all my energy nowadays. Every episode is intended to raise your vibe or expand your consciousness. So the only way you're going to see those episodes, though, there's 2 a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. It used to be Tuesday, Friday. Now it's Tuesday, Thursdays. That you have to subscribe to the podcast. That's it. And if you could review the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, that would mean the world to me. It really helps the podcast grow. Anyways, with that said, I don't ask for that too often, so I just thought I would throw that in there. The first one you've probably heard me say before. I'll keep it more general at first. People feel what you feel about you. It's interesting. I've just recently had a business strategy session with somebody that has helped me understand different aspects of my business. And right now, I don't know if this will be out by the time this episode comes out, but I'm creating an app. And this app is it's like a meditation app. It's also kind of like an accountability app for raising your vibration. Basically, I'm taking the 21-day Raise Your Vibration Challenge, and what I'm doing is making that into an app experience so that we have like a container for community, and also making it more like a gamification of our own consciousness so that we can like goal ourselves and make a community out of a movement out of us raising our vibration to a next level with some very powerful guided meditations, even live meditations. So it's this platform that's being made right now. It'll be the dailyvortex.com. You can try the dailyvortex.com. I don't know if it'll be up by the time this episode comes out, but if you go to the dailyvortex.com, you'll see it there if it is up by now. I'm not sure if it'll be up by the time this comes out, but that's something I'm focused on right now. And I wanted some clarity around how I'm building this. And I went to a business strategist, and basically he's not necessarily into and all about all this consciousness stuff. He's into it. I think he's open to it, but his study's more business strategy. But what he said to me actually very much resonates with what I think of, even about life. He said, well, I was going to do this whole like other aspect where I make this aggregator website with contributors and it's like blog posts and stuff. But I was like, man, I'm not really passionate about that. I'm passionate about videos and creating experiences for people and holding people in a community or container. He goes, well, if you're not passionate about it, then there's no reason to do the other thing, because it's that passion is not going to flow through. People are going to feel that. And I was like, well, of course, that's the stuff that we teach, right? People feel what you feel. So if I'm doing something that I'm really passionate about, other people are going to feel that, and it's going to have energetic, that's when it does well. This is why one of the most important things you can do is when you're going full time doing what you love is make sure you actually love it, because that energy that you feel then gets translated through. I used to tell people this even with growing on YouTube. If you're talking about something that gets views, but you're not actually passionate about it, people will feel that. And when people feel that you're not passionate about it, they aren't as magnetized to that of the videos. So this also goes down to understanding your own sense of validation. If you're seeking validation on the outside and you don't feel validated within yourself, then guess what happens? People feel that off of you. They feel that you don't feel validated. And if you have an insecurity, like say you have an insecurity about a freckle, an insecurity about you being overweight, what's interesting? When you talk about attraction and magnetic energy, you would think like the stereotype, oh, you got this guy that's like in shape and this guy that's overweight. The guy that's in shape is always going to do better with chicks. No, not necessarily. It's energy that that people are attracted to in general, but also you could have an insecure guy that's really in shape that feels very insecure about how he looks, even though he might look close to like what most people would think of as perfect. But you might have a guy that's overweight that is so comfortable with themselves and feels so confident about themselves that then that is more attractive and they do much better with women, or vice versa with men, right? It's energy. People feel what you feel. If you can get in alignment with really accepting how you feel and embodying that, then you will have a different response from other people. Other people are reflecting back to you how you feel about you. And even if they don't accept you or they say something that like is intended to hurt you, if you don't resonate with it, it doesn't affect you. But one of the most powerful things that I've realized about myself is the more I go in myself, the more I validate myself, the less I look for it on the outside. And ironically enough, because I'm not looking for it on the outside and because I feel self-validated, then people give me that validation that I don't really need. It's a very interesting thing. Like, even like these two YouTube plaques that are behind me right now in my new podcast studio, I debated even putting those up because I was like, well, I don't want to look like I'm significance driven. I've got these really cool 3 moss, they're moss like flower of lives. But then I was like, putting those up kind of looks like maybe I'm significance driven or that really is important to me. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? It was a lot of work to like build a community and to put information out there I'm passionate about for 3 years. And it might help, when people see it, maybe it makes them a little bit more bought in that, there's a lot of people awakening. I don't know. But the frame from which I put it up was not like, I hope people like me. I hope people, see, and I feel more significant. It was more so just a realization, like, where else are we going to put them in the house? That's kind of what it was. I was like, put it in my office, just like hang it up. I was like, you know what, let's put it in the podcast room because it'll just kind of, it's like a symbol also of like growth and stuff, That's kind of the idea behind it. But if people would feel that I was insecure and I needed those so that people could like look at me differently and think, oh, this guy has, a lot of people that subscribe to him, then you would feel that off of my energy. But more so is actually, in a way, it was, I don't want people to, but I was like, well, then that's still kind of being trapped by that energy in a way. If I don't do something because I'm afraid of what other people think, right? So I don't give a shit what people think. Those are there. I worked hard for them. And it's a symbol of us in the community of so many people waking up in the world. So that's what it is. There's always going to be some people that hate, and I've just come to accept that. And it's more so me just going with myself and self-validating myself. But the more I have gone within and validated myself, the more I get it on the outside, but ironically, the more I don't even need it. But at the same time, it's about realizing that the key then is getting in alignment for magnetic energy. If I'm trying to grow a mission or an idea, then I need the magnetic energy helps gravitate people into a message. And the message I have is raised vibration, right? So the idea is like, how can I align my vibration? Well, that becomes the name of the game. It's not what can I change on the outside that then changes reality. It's how can I change my vibration and how can I come more in alignment and be more passionate about what I'm doing? I realized another example, another thing I'll be talking about on this is my energy was spread too thin with what I was doing. I'm getting ready to like hire more people in my business and stuff to outsource more things. And basically what happened is I was creating less content. I was creating 2 podcast episodes a week on the podcast and then repurposing them on my main channel. And I was doing 3 episodes a week on my main channel, but since 2 were podcast episodes, one of them was I was only making 1 new YouTube video a week. And the reason being is I felt so drained from all these other aspects of the business that I was doing. Well, what I'm doing now is I'm really just focusing on what I love, which is making content. So I'm actually making 3 new YouTube videos every week. I'm going out in Sedona. I'm tapping into different energy. I'm making metaphors. I'm putting a lot more intention into it, and I'm loving doing that. And then I'm loving putting more intention into these podcast episodes. And because that's what I'm passionate about, it's going to grow the message and everything better. And then I'm not doing things that used to drain my energy more. I don't like, there's different aspects of the business when it comes to managing different projects, detail orientation, which I'm more of a visioner. I have more of a vision of what I'm doing, which is my job is to be more of a visionary. So I was spreading my energy too thin. It wasn't able to get that magnetic energy to really develop the momentum. And that's when I look back at my YouTube videos back in the day that did well. It's because all I was focused on was YouTube. So that's another aspect of a vibrational secret. I'll just get into that one now. The energy that you have that you are putting into what you are doing, when it comes to your vision, staying very focused and very streamlined. It does take momentum, I found. A vibrational secret is that it takes momentum to grow a vision. I made videos every day on YouTube for like 2 or 3 years, but the first 6 months is when I went full-time doing what I love and quit my 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes. But I made videos every single day while having a 9-to-5 job, and I was very busy. But with time, it's like if you have an axe and you're hitting a tree, and you hit this side of the tree, then you hit the other side of the tree, then you hit a little bit above, and then you hit a little bit below. It'll take a lot of hits before that tree gets knocked down. Now, first off, why the heck are you going to hit a tree? Don't knock down those trees, okay? Unless you're building a house or something, I guess, and there's a divine purpose. But anyways, hit the tree. Now, imagine you sharpen an axe. That's why I think Abraham Lincoln said, give me an axe or something. I'll spend the first 5 hours sharpening the axe. Because then, boom, 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 and then the tree knocks down. But the idea is if you hit it in one spot over and over and over again, that's where the power is. That's when the most amount of precision is. It's like Israel Adesanya. He's a UFC fighter. And this guy is he's a striker, but he's so precise. You see this guy in UFC. Yes, I watch UFC. Some people are surprised to hear that because it's fighting, it's combat sports, but it's so interesting. It's like martial arts is also very much meditation. You could see these people and their egos and whether they let things get to them or whether they're allowing themselves to get into a flow state. But this Israel Adesanya guy, he kicks and strikes, and when he kicks, he's so precise. And he'll kick someone in the specific part of their leg, and then he'll do it again. And then he'll do it again, and then he'll do it again. And that precision just gets it to where these guys knocks the wheels out of people, and then they can't hit him back. So it's very interesting to watch, but precision is key. Same with the tree. You hit the tree in the same spot every time. Bruce Lee also has a quote that's he practices one kick 1,000 times instead of 1,000 times of 100 kicks, right? That's the key to this whole game. Your vibrational secret is you will develop momentum, and you get much better at it. You go back to my YouTube channel, go to my oldest video, separate by my oldest videos. You'll see how cringy I look. And then every video, I got just a little bit better, a little bit more natural. This is a clip from the Daily Vortex Podcast, where I post 2 times a week, and we go really deep on understanding consciousness, understanding how to raise our vibration, how to bring these spiritual concepts down to earth in a relatable and practical way. For the whole entire episode, you can click the link below, but also subscribe to that of the Daily Vortex Podcast on either iTunes or Spotify. That's where there are a backlog of over 100 episodes, plus the whole entire episode length is there. On this channel, you will only be seeing clips moving forward. So if you want the whole episodes, you can click the link below. You can subscribe. They're also very easy to listen to. They're automatically downloaded once you subscribe, plus you'll never miss an episode. So this is where most of my intention is and my energy is going these days, and I look forward to bringing you many more amazing episodes. But for the rest of this episode, you can click below and you can subscribe to the Daily Vortex Podcast, and I look forward to helping you expand your consciousness in a very practical and relatable way. So I'll see you on the next episode, and as always, peace, much love, and namaste.